Like, where the podcast at? Everybody coming on this side, asking.
They coming to the barbershop asking?
Coming to the barbershop asking what's going on with the podcast. That's exactly. And then they come on this side, like.
But why are they asking you what's going on with the podcast?
Because they're like, okay, you're his barber, so it's like, oh, why, is he giving you any inside scoops? I was like, no. Just fucking wait. Yeah, like fucking wait, man. That's all. Just wait.
This has been like an all-week thing?
Yeah. All week.
Customers or like barbers?
Nah, customers.
Customers. Oh, this is a hot story.
Damn right, that's what we telling you.
Oh, man.
Everybody asking what's going on.
Tell them to keep us in their prayers. Lord knows we need to be there.
Yeah.
It's my one life, and I give it everything I got. I am music. I am sports. I am the culture. Here's a quick news break with yours truly. I'm the one and only. I go by the name of Mr. TALIAFERRO. Please make sure you following your boy. It's on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and it's at It's Mr. TALIAFERRO. I feel like this is a teaching moment for all of us out there. Knowing your worth. Not what you think you're worth, but knowing your worth. So as I've said on this platform numerous times, there's only one or two podcasts that I'm really into, one being the Joe Budden podcast. For like the last 2 years, it's been the only podcast that I can't miss. The one that I've been tuned in 2 times a week. It's been the one for me. It's been a good balance of hip hop and old hip hop and R&B. And I love that podcast. And I think Joe is great at creating content. Now, is he great at keeping the content and keeping the platforms going? Not as much in my opinion. But Joe is great at creating content. To me, one of the best in the game. With that being said, over the last month and some changes have happened to the platform as Rory and Mal are no longer co-hosts. Apparently, this was about Joe and Rory not being on the same page. Joe said he asked Rory to take a couple weeks off from the platform. And then Mal was like, hold on, bro. You can't be just kicking off co-hosts like that. You can't suspend my guy. So Mal left behind Rory, and we ain't seen him on the platform since. They've been replaced with 2 other gentlemen, Ice and Ish. Cool dudes. For me personally, I want y'all to let me know in the comment box below where y'all stand with this. I don't see too much of a drop-off from Rory and Mal to Ice and Ish. Personally, I like Rory's perspective. That's just me personally. But with that being said, I mean, it's about the same. Is the podcast can't miss for me anymore? Nah. I've skipped a couple of episodes here and there, but it's about the same. Like, Joe's got the same type of friend like 10 times. The same friend that, has got some warm takes. They ain't just hot takes. So, I mean, it's about the same to me. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the pod over the last few episodes. But I got to be fair to Joe in this regard, right? The views are still the same, if not better right now. And the fans in the comment sections, from what I've seen, they typically have gotten accustomed to the new co-hosts. If you get rid of 2 co-hosts and you bring in 2 new guys and we're around the same level that we once was, what does that say? In my estimations, it tells me that the co-hosts were not as important as they thought and that they were much more replaceable. And this is more about Joe Budden than anything else. I ain't trying to compare this dude to LeBron, but I'll put it like this. You could put LeBron on Cleveland, Miami, Los Angeles, wherever. You still got a team that's, for the most part, ready to contend for a championship. Now, those parts around LeBron, as long as he's got a couple of adequate co-stars, like that's all-star level, you're going to be fine. Those pieces have been replaceable. Michael Jordan, salute to the great Mike. He needed Scottie. LeBron, you can just kind of flip those parts around, whether it's Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, AD, D-Wade, Kyrie. Those parts, they're all really good parts, but they can be swapped around. As long as you got that key piece, it'll all be fine. And I think that's what we're finding out. If I'm Mal, this is the worst case scenario for him. Like, Mal was being loyal and apparently hanging to his laurels, right? And being a stand-up guy and riding for his guy. Not only has he gotten replaced, I'm looking at fans say, they like Ice and Ish a little better than Mal. That is why I feel like there's an opportunity for Rory to still make a return, because it's like, yo, I never wanted to lead a pod to begin with. And I'm just using Joe's words from the podcast. I think there's an opportunity for Rory to return, but how does Maul come back to that seat? And do you just get rid of Ice and Ish? Fans starting to build with him, rock with him, and understand them more. This is I've never seen anything like Joe Budden's fan base. It is wild. Like, this dude was never the biggest rapper in the world. I know he had a couple great records and some really good tapes to a lot of fans. But his podcast internet fandom, as crazy as anyone's fans in the game. They will literally ride with him no matter what he does, as they trust him. And he's done it again. He's replaced co-hosts, 2 co-hosts, not just one. He replaced 2 of his co-hosts, and a month or so later, it's like, it's about the same, bro. Maul on his Twitter account responded to a couple of fans who were asking about him, like, yo, when you gonna come back, my guy? So Maul gave them the Magic Johnson, I'm not gonna be here meme, which I'm assuming means he ain't coming back to the pod. And then somebody asked him straight up and down, if you decide to do another show, not just podding, the streets need to hear your sports, arts, culture, and takes. And then Maul responded with the money bag emojis. And I saw Drake, the biggest rapper in the world. I don't know if Drake really knows that Rory's not on the pod anymore. Maybe he does. I don't know. Joe was at the barbershop, and he said he was getting a cut when his barber started talking about the podcast. And Joe said it felt good to know so many people care, as the barbershop is a metric for what's near and dear to the hood's heart. But while y'all asking him about the pod, fuck does he know, LOL. Drake said, I mean, I saw Rory sipping tonight and he made a toast, but everyone else was engaged in conversation. So his glass was hanging in the air for like a good 17 seconds before they clued in, if that's any update. So maybe Drake does know more about the Joe Budden podcast than I thought he would. I'll tell you one thing I don't like, because Drake is doing interviews right now, or at least a couple of them. He just did the Drink Champs with Nori. And what pisses me off is, maybe if the JBP boys were still together, then maybe we'd get a Drake Joe Budden podcast interview, which I would really appreciate, even though I'm really looking forward to this Drink Champs Drake interview that's apparently coming in the next few days. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the Joe Budden podcast today. You still rock with it? Is it still your go-to podcast? Has it fell off any bit with the co-host being replaced? Is it about the same? Or maybe you think it's a little better? I'm one of the people who think it's about the same. You know, it's about probably 75, 80% of what it was to me. And if that's the case, if I can get I'm just thinking business mode here. If I can get those new co-hosts at a lesser price, and I can get about 80% of what the other people were giving me, look, business is business, man. Know your worth. Not what you think you're worth, but actually find out what your worth is, because you could mess around and play yourself and trying to play somebody else. It's a quick news break. We yours truly, I'm the one and only. I want to thank you guys so much for the time, love, and support. Is what your boy, yours truly, Mr. Taliaferro, will never take for granted. Salute. I'm out. Catch full new episodes of FERRO's music-based platform every day only on YouTube at It's Mr. Taliaferro. You can also find clips, updates, giveaways, and more on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, also at It's Mr. Taliaferro. For all basketball fans, make sure you tune in to FERRO's daily highlights, reports, and commentary on YouTube at Hoops FERRO, and even more updates on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Hoops FERRO as well.